He sat in front of that blank paper for 45 minutes, not because he didn't study, but because before he even picked up the pen, a voice in his head said, "Don't bother. You're stupid. You always have been." That voice was not a stranger's voice. It was not a bully. It was not a teacher. It was his own voice, and he had been listening to it for 10 years. The most dangerous bully in your life is the one living inside your head. It started when Adam was 7 years old. A single sentence from a tired teacher who probably forgot it the moment she said it. "Adam, you really struggle with this, don't you? Some children are just built differently." 7 years old, and the seed was planted. By the time Adam was 10, he had stopped raising his hand in class. By 12, he had stopped trying on tests. By 14, he had a ready-made excuse. "I'm just not smart. That's just how I am." Here is what nobody noticed, though. His drawings, detailed technical sketches, machines, inventions, systems. His mind was building entire worlds on paper, while his teachers thought he was just daydreaming. He was not stupid. He was different. And nobody told him that difference was a gift. At 16, Adam received the worst report card of his life. His parents read it without a word. That silence was louder than any shout. "What are you going to do with your life, Adam? Seriously, what is your plan?" That night, Adam sat alone in his room and for the first time said the thought out loud. "Maybe they're right. Maybe I really am just stupid." And then something unexpected happened. A different voice arrived. Quiet, unfamiliar, but real. "Adam, or maybe you have been measuring yourself with the wrong ruler. You are not failing. You are being measured by a system that was never built for you." That night, Adam could not sleep. He started searching, not in his textbooks, but for people like him. He read about a boy who could not read until he was 12 and became one of the world's greatest inventors, a student who failed every exam and built a company worth billions. And then he read something that stopped him completely. There are at least 8 different types of intelligence. Schools only measure 2. Adam read that sentence 4 times. Then he looked at his notebook of drawings, then back at the screen, then back at the notebook. "I was never stupid. I was just speaking a language nobody around me understood." Intelligence is not one thing. It is many things, and yours has been waiting for you to find it. Adam did not become a straight-A student overnight. That is not this story. This story is about something more important than grades. He found a coding club. Within 2 weeks, he'd built a simple app. "Adam, did you build this yourself?" "Yeah." "Is it wrong?" "Wrong. This is better than what most of my final year students produce." "How long have you been coding?" 2 weeks. "Adam, you are not what your grades say you are. You need to know that." Nobody had ever said that to him. In 10 years, not once. And it turned out that was all he needed to hear. The voice that said he was stupid got quieter. Not immediately, not all at once, but every time he built something, it got a little quieter. And his own real voice got a little louder. Confidence is not something you find. It is something you build, one small proof at a time. At 17, Adam entered a regional technology competition. He did not win first place. He came second. But what happened after the results changed everything. "I've been judging this competition for 11 years. I want to know who taught you to think like this." "Nobody. I just built what was in my head." That is the most valuable thing I have heard all day. "Here's my card. Call me. I want to talk about your future." The boy who spent 10 years believing he was stupid had just been called one of the most promising young minds an experienced engineer had seen in over a decade. The world was not waiting for you to be smarter. It was waiting for you to believe you already were. I want to talk to you, not to the version of you that everyone else sees, to the version that sits alone with a voice in your head that says you are not enough. That voice is lying to you. It has always been lying to you. Stupid is not a fact. Stupid is a label, and labels are put on things by people who could not be bothered to look closer. Find what makes your mind come alive, what makes you forget to eat, what makes you lose track of time, what makes you feel like the most awake version of yourself. That thing, that's your intelligence. That's your gift. You were never stupid. You were just waiting to find your language. If this story made something stir inside you, drop a comment right now. What is the one thing you're good at that nobody around you has noticed yet? Share this with someone sitting in the back of the class, thinking they're not enough, because they are. They really are. Subscribe to Rise Tales, new story every week, because somewhere inside you, there's a language the world hasn't heard yet. This is Rise Tales, real lessons, animated lives, and your story, it starts right now.